Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you to next Industry 5.0 keynote speech. This time will be very special because it will be about disruption of destruction. My name is Mike Arada. I am human, and I'm the founder of Industry 5.0. And before we start, let me ask you two questions. The first one is who we are. Because we have many titles. We are managers, presidents, nerds. We are students. We are producers. We are teachers, fathers, and mothers. We have many titles and collected them during our life. But with collection, we forgot one. We are human beings. And we are living ones, not like this one on Country Art of Pilsen Brewery. And if we do understand who we are, we should ask a second question. Where do we live? Because we live in beautiful cities like Rublet, like Plzeň, Paris, Brussels. We live in beautiful cities which were filled with trash. We work in factories which produce in one day more trash than the city in a month. We produce products which frequently, before they become used or usable, become trash as well. We store them in big metal houses full with air and we call for more. And at the end of the shift, we go next to the output of our production. We came home and maybe we realize that something what was called food before, it's called bio-waste today. And we look at the red sky above our heads and we ask ourselves, where do we live? Let me answer this question to you. We live on a planet which once was blue, called blue marble. It was so blue at the date when I was born, on December 24th, 1971. But 2 years ago, in 2019, the planet looked very different. It was covered with smoke and environmental destruction. And then, with a wonder in 2020, the blue showed up again. Not because the humans want so, but because of a virus called COVID-19. And in some destination, people see the sky again and the country art and can breathe. Unfortunately, being locked at that time. We are living on a planet around which we have been able in few decades to put 170 million pieces of space debris to the orbit. We created a landfill there. You have to add another 750,000 of 10 to 30 centimeters and 80,000 above 30 centimeters. Just few decades has been enough to create this landfill. And what we do to the planet itself, we dig inside because the only criteria of success is more. No matter what. More money, more people, more companies, more cars, more houses. More is the only criteria of success. Ask Forbes 500 or the World Bank. We are living on a planet together with 7.7 billion people. But did you know that 200 years ago it was just 1 billion? And 100 years later, so 100 years back in history from now, it was 1.5 billion, which means in just 100 years there is 5 times more people living on a planet despite of 2 world wars and 2 war pandemics. And more than 650 war conflicts, local war conflicts, which happened since 1945. In 2050 there should be 11 billion people living on the planet, and just now remember please the last image I showed you. We are living on a planet in 206 countries, according to United Nations 197 or 193. We are speaking 7,000 languages. We are riding 1 billion cars and we are letting 9 million people yearly die hungry despite the fact that we throw away and waste 23 million tons of food and crop every single day. We let 800,000 people die thirsty, despite the fact that only crude oil industry in California spoil every single day 347 million liters of drinking water. We grow our food to throw it away because the leaves are not green enough for the buyer in the chain store. We put our crop in the rivers and on the landfills not to spoil the market price. We carry our water in firefighting tanks, not knowing that the same amount was needed just to produce one single hamburger. And we do so on a planet on which one sip of water can save not one, but 2 lives. We are running factories with walls full of environmental certificates and mark SDG goals, despite the fact that behind the walls there is a landfill created by the same factory. We store our packaging which we do not use and let it become waste as well. We waste products which are maybe not perfect for one, but can be perfect for hundreds of others. The World Bank says that till 2050 the volume of waste will grow. In some destination it will double. The same report says that generally everything can be reused, recycled, or repurposed, but in fact only 13.5% it's being repurposed. This may be the reason why the waste industry became the 3rd most profitable industry in the world, and because of the crude oil industry crisis, it looks like that the most profitable industries in the world will be war industry and waste industry. We are speaking about disruption, so let's begin. Everybody have heard about Human Rights Declaration. It was introduced on December 10th, 1948. It has 30 articles, and I studied them very carefully. It has been prepared by the United Nations, and it should end up wars. If you remember my previous words, you will learn that since 1945, more than 650 local war conflicts happen on the planet. This is why I decided in September 13th this year to write the 31st article. It's not written by United Nations but by human. And it should end up waste. And it works, in contrary to the plan of United Nations. There are 4 industrial revolutions, from 1 to 4. Every single one has its aim. The first one, increase the power. The second, shorten the production time. The next one, use the information. And the last one, increase the quantity of production. But same as all the revolution, it's easy to end up any revolution. You just pay more to the soldiers who have the weapons in their hands. This is why I started the first industrial evolution ever led by man. It's called Industry 5.0, and it's led by a man, by human. It is the first in the world. It's based on the principles of systematic waste prevention called industrial upcycling. And it recognizes 4 types of waste: physical, social, urban, and process waste. And it was launched on December 1st, 2015 by one published article called Industry 5.0 from Virtual to Physical. And since 2013, I'm implementing its principles in companies and businesses and prevent more than 1 million metric tons of products to become waste. What is the connection and influence? If we speak about the climate, it influences the planet on a global scale. So does Industry 5.0. Climate influences the life. So does Industry 5.0. Climate have a different inquiries on industrial development. So does Industry 5.0. And Industry 5.0 does not waste. Same as nature. Industry 5.0 prepares global systems, same as nature. And Industry 5.0 reduce the negative impact of human behavior on the planet. So does the nature. Reducing wasting, reducing negative impact will have positive impact on a global development, so as on the climate. It is a transformation and evolution which cannot be stopped once started, same as the impact of COVID-19 started to transform the push transformation of industries. Industry 5.0 started in 2013 already. Being prepared. It does so to minimize the impact, delivering results, not promises. There are only two topics which are common to every single industry. The first one everybody speaks about is money. There is nothing wrong about it. Business should be profitable, as soon as it does not hurt anybody else. But the second one nobody speaks out. It's the waste. But it is omnipresent. And because of that, I am happy that Industry 5.0 and industrial upcycling are here and deliver the solution, not just the promises, because since introduction, it was possible to learn that you and your company can generate profit, not waste. But it is your decision what you choose. Unfortunately, for a long time, the future was built on the top of a pyramid, of a waste pyramid. But even the old Egyptians has not been able to put their future on the top of a pyramid. Why? Because at the top of a pyramid, there is a very unstable point. When I recognize this, I have decided to build a new groundstone, more stable one, and created 6R instead of the 3R. And how does it work? It's not easy. Firstly, you have to recognize that something must not become waste, and trust me, it's not easy process as long as you throw it away all the time in a waste. The second is reconsider what to do with the product which you stopped, and it's even harder. But the last point, the third one, is the most powerful one. You realize. You may fail 1, 2, 3, 10 times, but on the 11th time, you may be changing the future because you will deliver a solution, a palpable solution which you can touch. And this is the difference to promises and virtual reality. You may ask yourself, what is the value of waste prevention? We spent 5 years to calculate it. It's 8 times global GDP. And already on the first year, everyone can save up to 50% of the waste management cost. What has come, or what needs to come? We have to work in unity. Instead of competitions, we have to work together. We have to strengthen the integrity following one same non-financial aim. We have to create sovereignty of countries because strong countries can build global strong environment. And everything should be done in a transparent way, because if we do not hide, we do not need to fear someone who will steal. We have to be responsible in the entire cycle. And we shouldn't concentrate on a single use or short-term results, but on a long-term, create longevity. And we have to be efficient in all what we do, because meaningfulness of work will deliver meaningfulness of life. And a man cannot live meaningless life, as Carl Gustav Jung says. Because of that, because of the current situation, it was necessary for the first time in mankind history to introduce the waste prevention legislation. We did so on September 1st, 2021. And here it is. Nothing that can be used or utilized again must become waste. Everything must be considered pre-waste existing resource and remain in the system. The secondary use or utilization of product and material should not be limited to primary function. It should be permitted to everyone, respecting the laws and regulations. Collecting, sorting, baling, trade, and transportation are not considered anymore secondary utilization. If not utilized on a primary location, it must be used, it must be offered to others before being wasted. And here, ladies and gentlemen, if we do not waste, there is no waste. And waste is created through wasting. So the definition of wasting is needed. Wasting is a process in which a product or material of any kind, volume, or form become waste. You can look at your waste legislation. Wasting is a system failure and must be prevented first without any limitation or legal restriction. Wasting is not a feature of a product, but a result of human behavior. And single use is one of the most common ways of wasting. I have delivered in the 8 years of implementing the Industry 5.0 principles many keynotes. These are just few from last year. These are from this year. And you know what? On October 19th, 2021, already the United Nations used the name and spoke about Industry 5.0 on the conference of the World Investment Forum. Industry 5.0 is the first industrial evolution ever led by man. It is the new mindset of people and businesses from wasteful to wasteless. It delivers results without the need of capital investment, and it is based on the principles of systematic waste prevention, industrial upcycling. It's utilized existing on-the-ground mines, and it's based on transparency, profit sharing, and efficiency. And please understand, Industry 5.0 is not a sales tool or a buzzword. It is the new global ecosystem which is being created. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we are living in the age of digitalization of our work. We are living in the times of digitalization of our education, and for a long time our leisure time was digitalized thanks to TVs, computers, mobile phones, apps. So it looks like that the only missing point in a perfect world is to digitalize the human itself. If we do so, our world will look like this. No, that's not the image. This is a number. And please remember this number. COVID needs 17 months to transform entire globe and industries. Industry 5.0, with your support, needs 17 months to transform the world, the wasteful world, into wasteless one and create a new global ecosystem. And if you would like to see how the world will look in digital form, it looks like this. Because data don't need any light. And I recognized this danger more than a decade ago. And I started to build new world, wasteless world. And this is the home which I would like to hand over to next generation. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not alone. My name is Mike Rada. I'm a human. And already now there are 78 Industry 5.0 ambassadors next to the gate to wasteless world in 78 countries, covering more than 65% of a global population. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it is your decision in which world you would like to live and which world you would like to hand over to other generations. I have decided myself, and many did as well. Join us. Join me and join the others on the construction side of Wasteless World. Because all together we can change it in 17 months' time. We don't have to wait till 2030. That's all for today. If you have any questions, please ask. I am here to open. I am open to all your questions. And I will be happy to answer them all as well and to work with you. Have a nice day, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. And please, stay safe.